Hey there, SOS232 folks. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you've went ahead and you've downloaded both your GSS 2018 and GSS 2024 data. In this little blurb of sorts, I'm going to go through and talk about how to get all the steps down to getting your data, analyzing your data, and getting prepared to write up results for both the homework as well as the blog post. Now, as a good reminder, make sure to download and install as well as this value here. It gives us these things. Now, in our last tutorial, I made a note that where typically you can go once you've downloaded and installed those data sets onto your SOS232 folder, then you should be good to go. Some of you all who have Macs may have some issues. So as a general rule, one thing you can do is make sure you go to 3 bars here, open, browse. And from the browse, you can go to wherever you put your data sets at. And if I want to get my data set here, GSS, I can click on it, click open, and it'll open this stuff for us. Now, opening this stuff for us makes sure that we can have our data, we can analyze these things, and all sort of hunky-dory, get everything ready to go. And you should see the data should look like this. Have our data sets, data points, all these good things. Now, in the upper left-hand corner, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start looking for our variables. Now, as a good reminder, the variables here should look roughly either these little circles, or we might see it looks like a bunch of bars. Either one of those are more categorical in nature. The ones that are going to be considered numerical in nature, both for the 2018 as well as the 2024 data, will be the ones with the little rulers on it. So in our case, we're going to want to go, and once I'm in analyses, go to exploration, and I'll go to the descriptives. From there, I want to look at one of our numerical variables. How about the TV hours variable? TV hours is probably the one that is most interesting to me right now, probably because we just covered it and went over it in lecture. And eventually, it might take a while because Jamovi can go a little slow. One of the setbacks for it being free is that it is still a little clunky sometimes, but free stuff is nice. Going through here, I'm going to go ahead and click my variable, and automatically you should start seeing numbers form. That's really nice. It's not all the numbers we need, but it gets us really close to the numbers we're looking for. So to finish that up, we'll want to go ahead and we'll go down to the statistic little options. And there are a bunch of things we could actually add in there. The only ones I'm really concerned about are adding the percentiles and adding the mode. Everything else, once I add these things, get covered because it already has standard deviation, minimum, maximum, mean, and median, sample size. They have a capital N, it's for lowercase n, as well as missing. But the percentiles gives us those sort of values. Now, by default, it should have 25, 50, 75. If I switch to 70, it changes to 70. But really, you want to make sure you put 25, 50, 75, just in case if you needed that. Maybe deleted it or something went awry. The mode is also useful because it then tells us how often it happens and when it happens most often. And there, you now get all the values you need for your descriptive analysis. That's not all. We need to make sure we can go and get plots as well because we want the graphs to help tell the story. Now, to get the histogram density plots I talked about, you just gotta go ahead and click on histogram and density simultaneously. Doing so gets us our histogram density plot, and we can sort of see where the data and values seem to be. We'll also want to get a box plot. And when I click on box plot, one of the things that is an issue is that label outliers thing is turned on. What makes this a problem is that these are a lot of numbers that don't really mean much to individuals who are wanting to look at the data because we don't know what these observations are. If I'm trying to analyze these things and figure out what these things might be, this helps determine and detect the outlier values, these are the observation numbers. But it's not very useful. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click on label outliers and get rid of that. By getting rid of that, now I'm just getting our set of values that we would need. Here I can see it's very positively skewed with a lot of potential outliers, which could be a problem. Once I'm done, that's it. That's all the Jamovi you'd have to do for a single variable. You gotta write a paragraph on this part and a paragraph on this part. And then you got it. You can go ahead and you can actually right click, control, double click, I think for Max, go to table, copy, and that copies it to that you can go ahead and put it to something like Microsoft Word or Google Doc or something like that. You should be able to copy these things just fine. And so, in getting all that stuff, yeah, not too awful. Ring through, paste it in, completely fine. Alternatively, if you want to do something different, I have no problem with you doing one of those, newfangled screenshot things because the screenshots also tell us everything we need to get, and it might help with sizing, formatting, so on. So this is fine. If you get it into that form, full credit, all those points, all good. And you should be able to go ahead and see that this little video we just did should have gotten you these three charts for problem 0. All right, that's it. Not much more you have to do in terms of the Jamovi part, then it's just writing things up. Make sure to check out the writing tips, the rules of writing, to sort of see how I'm looking, how I want you all to set up your paragraphs and what I'm really looking for. And you should be good to go. Good luck, folks. Take care.